What I do at Beach and Cliff is the first week was a trial run and just really getting to know the layout of the campus, and it was really interesting to see because it's so different than a typical American high school campus, which is really unique in how the student body is and how the students all interact with one another. And my typical day at Beach and Cliff is a variety of ages. So I work with students as young as 13 and go up to 18 years old. Each level of ability learns a different topic. So we've been discussing myths, we've been discussing literary analysis, sometimes we do history, and a really enjoyable part is to see how my own curriculum as a student in the States relates or differs from what these kids are learning. They spend an extended amount of period on one text because their exam is really based on knowing that from cover to cover. So we really look at an in-depth analysis of each scene in particular. So my lesson this past Tuesday, we were looking at the significance of symbols reflecting character development in one scene in particular and tracing that throughout the entire play, which really leads to a great class discussion and getting kids to participate for reading the characters within that scene that often don't talk. So it really kind of makes us all have this little community within our classroom that's really enjoyable.
I think what it provides for an education student, you get to see a completely different, but a different school system. And you also, which is one of the joys of being a student teacher, you get the opportunity of observing other teachers go about their craft. And you pick up and you squirrel away all kinds of ideas and strategies that you can consider and perhaps adopt in your own teaching later. We have a weekly meeting where we talk about the issues that have come out of their school experiences, but we also think about what they're working towards in terms of their future teaching, and so we talk about that as well.
Andrew Butterworth is an amazing tutor, and he is one of the most influential educators I've ever met in my entire life. One thing that's really helpful is that when you start student teaching and just learn about the education in England system itself, it's kind of like you need to have a key essentially to translate how does this work in the US and how does this work in England. And they have been by our side every step of the way to say, okay, well, year 7 and year 9 translates into 9th and 10th grade type of thing. That makes it more understandable on our terms. So while we're still learning the differences between the two countries, we also get to find a way to relate to England as well.